love it every time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We got game number 2 coming at you. Alliance versus Hippomaniacs. And don't refresh your stream. I didn't have a mistake there. That is right. Hippomaniacs taking the first game over Alliance, the open qualifier team out of the Czech Republic. Looking good in game number 1. I mean, yes, there were faults to Alliance in that early lead that they had and overdoing and everything. Call it what you want, but Hippomaniacs, the draft was solid. It's somewhat easy to execute, as you pointed out, but sometimes that's what it can take. So they'll take the victory. And that's up 1-0. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by DeMoN once again. We do have a different start to this draft, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it shows Alliance is taking a wholly different approach this game. I guess Hippomaniacs, I mean, they're just kind of like, you don't really know what to expect from this team. They can kind of do whatever they want to do. I guess they're pretty happy and content with what happened last game, but they understand like what was causing the most issue. And Earth Spirit, one of their Alliance's favorite top heroes right now, alongside with the Chen, who created who pretty much won them the early game, and they just eliminated both of those heroes. Yeah. Yeah, actually see them being picked up. So it was first pick for Alliance with the IO, right? And they kind of answered it with the Undying Tiny. Bane. So Alliance right now, I was going to say the secondary support has to have some sort of disable or lockdown or better lane secure. And I think Bane is probably one of the better heroes for it, because you can see Hippomaniacs right now, they have this Undying and Tiny. Undying is probably one of the best heroes to win a lane secure. With the Crystal Maiden as well, once he gets to level 2, he's going to have unlimited decays as well, which makes wherever lane he goes to miserable.
Pretty miserable. Speaking of that, I'm curious. I mean, IO Ursa is obviously a great combo in itself, but are they really going to commit to the Ursa being in that safe lane, you think, or will this maybe be a boxy Ursa and get a different safe lane for the IO?
I mean, I think it's still kind of an open pick, because Ursa, there's always that 10% chance, because he's so early pick that you can potentially still go mid, but just kind of depends on what the other cores of Hippomaniacs kind of have. I think ideally you want to lane him right now at this moment. You want to lane him versus Tiny regardless.
Radiant team pick.
You definitely don't want him to lane versus Pugno.
No.
And Pugno can still, and Tiny, like I said, they're still open picks, so Tiny can still play mid, Tiny can still play safe lane, and like I said, right at this very moment, the last thinking, let's see, Mirana. It's a good pick. You have a setup with the Bane. You have another stun, because the Alliance kind of really lacks stuns there. But they do have single target stuns, not any major AoE. But yeah, I mean, still at this moment, you want to match this Ursa up with Tiny only. And I guess Mirana can still go mid. These are good, because I like Alliance's pick. They're still very open picks. Bane and Mirana can lane on the safe lane. Ursa, IO. Ursa, IO, safe lane, and Bane, Mirana off lane, or vice versa, just depending on what Hippomaniacs opt for the last pick. But Alliance has to pick again right now, so I don't know if they want to keep their cores still kind of open here.
Koik has been playing a lot of Mirana recently, doing very well. In fact, against the Fairzy, I was also told apparently it's pronounced Fairzy.
Fairzy?
Fairzy.
Oh, that last name?
Fairzy. Anyways, he played them in the grand finals yesterday. Like we talked about the 3-0 for Alliance. He did very well in that series against them. So in multiple games on Mirana. Point is, almost assuming it may end up in his hands as a result, but it's not guaranteed, of course.
Maybe an Ember last pick for the Alliance can work out for them.
They banned a Centaur on the side of Hippomaniac, so interesting there, because again, Ursa could definitely still end up in that off lane. In fact, I'm really leaning towards that way, personally.
Well, I guess if Quake was playing the Mirana, Mickey's playing Ursa, they need a boxy hero. I mean, boxy can still play the Ursa.
Yeah.
The likeliness is probably lower. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with these hero players.
You're not familiar with Insania and Quake?
Well, no, Boxy and Taiga is like a hero pool.
I want to say Boxy has played Ursa in that off, and he is one to also play more of these kind of core heavy.
I'm sure he has, but it's just like is it his go-to?
No, is it more recent? Go-to is it this strategy? So to help answer your question, I think so. It doesn't really answer it, I know. But yeah, we'll see how that shapes up to be. The final ban for Alliance, though, is still being thought about, and it is, as you keep going back to, a pretty open draft right now for Hippomaniacs, so understandably having some trouble, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another hero that would be good against, like, picking off the IO, perhaps.
Radiant team, dire
Well,
team.
Phantom Lancer, okay.
Invoker. Yeah. So.
Mickey Invoker.
Is it Mickey Invoker or Quakefa?
I would lean towards Mickey. He does play a lot of Invoker, and again, Quakefa just played the Mirana just even yesterday.
Okay.
In the last couple of days here, so.
I guess Quakefa Mirana makes a little bit more sense because I know Quakefa loves playing the Invoker as well. So, but I think Mickey Invoker makes more sense here.
So now Hippomaniacs.
I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, they switch off. They're both mid and safe lane players, like what you're
Yep.
saying. They do swap pretty frequently, just depending on hero based or maybe whatever they're feeling that day.
Yeah, that's possibly part of it too. I'm sure that comes into play. 5 seconds remaining, so Hippomaniac's going to have to choose quickly, though, with that final pick, and it is going to be the Bloodseeker.
It's
Not
good
as
versus, I don't know. It's weird versus Ursa interaction. It's like good and bad.
It's good against the others, though, kind of, right? Like Invoker, it's decent. IO's pretty good.
Well, Pugna's very good versus Invoker, though. That's the thing.
Okay.
With Saberlights, they're off lane. Supreme is their mid. I guess
right.
Bloodseeker's gonna out CS this Invoker, though. That's their goal this game. They want to win their lanes.
Is this an X-Sword Invoker is the question, though. Or are we going to see that Quas Wex coming up? They have great setups for Sunstrikes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it goes both ways. But I think you might have to do Quas Wex because of the Bloodseeker. But then again, you're going to lose. I don't know. It's weird. I think Exort might be better because of the laning, but at the same time, Bloodseeker can just run at you and kill you.
Yeah.
But if you do Quas Wex, he's gonna out CS you really hard.
CS will be
so
awful,
that's the dilemma there.
Yeah.
But the Exort, you have more kill potential. But like I said, it's just he'll just run at you in your tower because you have no defense mechanism aside from Cold Snap.
All right, up to Mickey, and we'll see what he does off the bat initially with the level 1, of course, but. Again, Hippomaniacs, this isn't that team fight heavy necessarily team like it was last game. Definitely, they're showing that they can be diverse for sure when it comes to their draft and responding and everything to the picks of Alliance. So, you know, a team that maybe we wrote off a little bit going into game 1, understandably so, being an open qualifier and not really recognizing these names at all, to now maybe we should start paying attention to these guys.
I mean, this time around, it's like I think Alliance just thought like they underestimated their opponents a little bit and what and their ability to like actually win the game. Just that's kind of what happens sometimes. Your mentality shifts sometimes. But after losing game 1, they put their game faces on and are actually gonna focus this game a little bit more. And I'm not gonna discredit Hippomaniacs as well. They did play well. They made some good comebacks. They were in the right position at the right time, and they understood like they were at a big. Defeat in the early game. They just kind of stuck together and played together for the most part all game, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens this game. I don't think Alliance will have that crazy lead that they did last game because they don't have this crazy roaming hero. Then that's what Chen's capable of. He's able to like rotate in both lanes so freely because of this creep. And you feel pressured in 2 lanes automatically because of it.
Yeah, that was their first pick last game, but not the case here. Pretty sure it was banned this time around. Exort is the ability for Invoker. So
I thought Boxy was actually going to go mid here. I was like, no, they shouldn't do that because Invoker should never go like safe lane. He has to go mid.
He needs levels.
Yeah, and he actually might be going for the Exort because he knows like if you go Quas Wex and like Bloodseeker's going to out CS every single creep. You don't have enough damage to out CS him, right? But right now they have even amount of damage in terms of like last hitting, 60 to 62, minus the Blood Rage, which is what? 25%. Yeah.
It's going to be a fun mid matchup to watch. The bounty rune, it ends up being no contesting whatsoever on either side.
Oh, they're not even checking the top side.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really want to show their lanes, but yeah, I guess they didn't really want to show their lanes. I guess that's kind of a big deal because Pugna's actually playing the safe lane here, which is the off lane player playing the safe lane.
It's true. Yeah, he played the Axe last game.
So.
Alliance
has a lane-favored matchup here, actually.
You'd say so?
There's Tiny versus... Actually, I think it's a little kind of even, right? Ursa...
Crystal Maiden,
yeah,
Tiny, that's a lot of lockdown. Potentially they're slow.
And Ursa doesn't have that much regen, but I guess he's going to be relying on this IO.
This bounty rune's still here, by the way.
Yep.
So
Just chilling there, don't worry.
somebody will get it.
Someone will get double ruin at 5 minutes.
Yeah, that would be fun. It's like 4:55. They go to contest. It's like, wait a second. Did it spawn early? No, that's still there. All right, so let the last hitting attempts begin at least. And on paper, you would think Bloodseeker should be able to have a very good time here and maybe even run at him, but
Yes, he already has 3 denies on him.
it's a matter of the execution at the same time. Mickey is a good Invoker player. Top lane, Decay going out. Koikfa, you see the spread of both Insania and Koikfa. Making sure not to get hit on both. Yeah, bottom 2, Ursa just running at Tiny, applying those Fury swipes. Giving those up every time he comes close. Is that a good TP?
TP, yeah. Probably been TPing bottom. Yeah. That's what I mean.
They're
Tiny.
changing. Oh, Undying's caught though. Sets up the arrow, but that's a 12 stack Decay now, 8 stacks, but still. Yeah, that wasn't really going to work, and Insania will just TP himself.
Really swapping lanes, they understand that as well. They want this lane favored matchup here. Pugna kind of destroys this Ursa, so Ursa needs to TP top. He has 1 regen left. Just swapping lanes. Immediate swap from both sides.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back, Ursa. The matchup.
Welcome.
Dire's middle tower.
Middle lane, that's quite deep there. Not going for a kill necessarily, but it's pressuring him. Supreme. Nice last hit.
They might just keep it like this with Undying supporting on the top lane here. I mean, he's not really going to do much either.
Stick with the Undying up here in the end. He's going to wrap around. Is the banner still there? It is.
Yeah, you got it. He's pinging it too. Oh, no,
That was me. That was me. Either way, I mean, he's just sitting for a pull right now, but
The pool's more important than that bounty run.
yeah.
Because he knows no one's going to come contest it.
Middle lane? Sunstrike hits, but the very far. Last auto attack is not going to be enough. He used a salve, which gets canceled immediately, though. I don't even know if he needed that.
The salve, I think it was close because Stout Shield needed to proc, otherwise he's going to die.
Okay.
Haste.
Well, that means no region of Bloodseeker
Radiant
currently.
structures
Got a haste.
are
He had
fortified.
another. Yeah. Mickey's playing this lane really well. Like, that's what I said. It's like he needed to go Exort to actually win the lane.
Yeah, Pugna, bottom lane, Saberlight. Nice job, very far once again. There's the salve. Oh, block, block, block. Insania wants to pick off the salve and will eventually get it. Now, it took a while, though. So now Insania, did he overextend for that? I don't think so. He should be fine. So still without the first blood. 3.5 minutes in. Had a couple of close calls. As I say that, go figure. Top lane, Boxy will fall. How about that? Tiny and Undying get the kill.
Yeah, he had 10 sticks in the fairy fire there. Really didn't see what happened. Catch their last glimpse of him just dying.
Oh, yeah,
He got
jeez.
comboed.
That Decay must have caught him off guard, if anything.
Yeah. I think it might have been the Soul Rip, too.
True. But just with the Decay adding up, you know, it's like you underestimate how...
The death doesn't matter too much because you can see he just farmed like almost a triple wave here. So he didn't really lose much out of it, honestly. Oh, I guess he's sacrificing those 2 range creeps. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe it is. It's just a lot of... he got the... I think he got the XP. The Whisk got the XP for it still.
Going in there. Taiga going pretty deep, but it's the pressure on the courier that was delivering something. Bottom lane sleep.
Denied.
They did use the arrow, but either way, Crystal Maiden's fine. And Insania once again having to back off. Saberlight putting in the attacks. That's that level 2 Nether Blast. It's going to come into play, though. And there's another kill. That one Io going down to the top lane. Apparently, I got to keep my camera up here. Well, he was really... Dude, that must have been a tree throw. Middle lane.
One more? Oh my goodness.
Mickey gets the credit.
I think he canceled one of his attacks when he was running, and that cold snap hit him, and it kind of disrupted that second to last hit on him. It could have been all the difference there, but dang, that was close. I hit a DD too, and had so much damage from the other lanes. It's 2 deaths now. It's hurting him quite a bit.
Yeah.
What have we here?
As you see the middle there, or the top even, Undying goes down. So they do get some revenge. Crystal Maiden, sleep, arrow. That's a old school combination I've ever seen one. Sunstrike on top of that. Full to nothing through that whole lockdown.
This Invoker's going to be so farmed. 2 kills now. That Sunstrike kill is just adding him all this extra net worth. Treads almost picked up on Invoker, sort of. He's been really aggressive on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah. Oh, no. Is that going to kill him? No, only had a couple of cold
the,
snaps.
Yeah, a little slow on the meteor there, the meatball. Could have killed him. Small chance.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, I was going to try to Sunstrike him. A good scan.
Idea was there. He scanned, but unfortunately the shrine was down. If the shrine was up, he would have 100% won.
That would have been fun. Good idea once again. Toss away at top lane on Dying. He's trying to help his teammate. 20 stacks of decay now. He uses it again. So not only is he alive, but now Isles one that maybe has to be careful. Maybe it's Curry on Tiny. One more attack will do him in. Those Fairy Swipes add up. So Undying. They get 24 stacks of decay. He has 10 stick charges. Those Fairy Swipes continue to add up, though. It ends up being a double kill anyways.
Wow.
For Boxy.
It's
okay,
fine. Suicide before anyone got XP.
Yeah.
That was close, though. It was like a second and a half. Yeah.
Either way, he's going to get plenty of regen, get some item upgrades, I'm sure. And head back towards that top lane. So, yeah, Alliance having a controlling start early.
Oh, they have the Tiny and Bloodseeker combo.
Oh, toss away.
Yeah. So, I mean, right now, I think Hippomaniacs should look into a smoking gun that's Invoker Bloodseeker 6, and they can look for a kill on him.
Wiles coming in. So right now, but with just Dio, it's not necessarily something that could happen. Of course, on the other side, Bloodseeker does have that rupture.
Or Bloodseeker rotating to a lane. Oh, crap.
Oh, Pugna's dead. And Crystal Maiden couldn't do much more than simply throwing out that Crystal Nova, hoping that was enough.
You can tell there's a lot of synergy between both Quakefa and Insania here. They're playing like this Mirana Bane lane so well together. So there's a lot of synergy in just how they have their setups for their arrows. Like they know like whenever they're in position. It sounds very simple, but at the same time, it's like you can tell when a team of players that have strong chemistry, and you can see it between these two here.
Supreme, meanwhile, going to the jungle. Trying to finish his own treads at least for the time being.
Yeah.
Go with the ring it back though. Top lane, Boxy. Urshok thrown out. They want Io, obviously keeping his distance as he should. Overcharge is active, toss back. The tether breaks off, Boxy. Still has it, a rage even. He's gonna pop it right here. It's not enough though. The decay's just too much. And now Taiga's dead on top of that.
He should have just, I don't know if it would have killed him. It would have been a lot closer. He only has 4 stacks. No, he wouldn't have killed him. He only has 4 stacks on him. I would say just you need a rage and hit him with the overpower. He didn't have damage.
Nika's going for it. They will get a deafening blast to finish the job. Seni comes in just too late. Now with Io here, Undying could be in trouble. He throws out a tombstone if anything, kind of zone them away.
Whoa.
That was a rip kill. Onto Invoker, okay.
Double kill.
And Io goes down, so I did not expect that, and clearly they didn't either.
That is Seni Dota right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a great turn
He
with the
baited
rip.
them with the stick and I guess infused raindrops a little bit of extra tankability there. But wow, that's so good for Undying. All of a sudden, level 6, 9 minutes in the game because he was involved in 2 major kills, and killing that Invoker, level 9 Invoker, was such a big deal. Unfortunately, Bloodseeker wasn't able to get any EXP or gold, but he fed it to his support, so he should be happy with it. Now he's making a rotation on bottom. I think it's one of the best rotations he can do right now, because Mirana can't really get out of it. Doesn't have ulti either. One rupture, he can't leap. I mean, he can leap, but...
Yeah, you get the point. He's eventually going to lead to his own death.
Oh. Quakefa with the map awareness?
I'm looking, yeah. There's no vision or anything. I mean, Bloodseeker's missing mid, so that, if anything, is a call.
Who is this guy?
He's got pretty good awareness, apparently. The arrow. We'll go on through. He spots Crystal Maiden. Doesn't actually hit him, but Bloodseeker's now heading back towards mid. Oh, maybe not. He's coming back bottom. He still wants to make something happen here. He'll be seen, though. Eventually, yeah. Now they definitely know he's here. But Bane, it might be too late for him. The arrow connects on a Pugna. Now comes the blood right. Is he going to rupture for this?
No, he doesn't want to rupture, man. You don't want to rupture a Vayne. You want to rupture that Mirana. That's who he's looking for, but...
Insania.
What, the jukes?
Oh, man, making the jukes. He has to sleep coming up in 2 seconds. He does the brain set. There's the rupture. That's not what you want to do. He gets slept. It's taken out by Pugna. The TP.
Oh.
The arrow hits, and Insania's going to escape. The sun strikes to take out Pugna. What a turn from Alliance. That looked beautiful.
Quakefo was so patient there. I know what he's thinking. He wanted to get out, but he's like, you know, I'm gonna camp around. Insania's making some insane jukes by Insania right there, and that was like the perfect setup and the best thing you can ask for. He survived in all of that too.
Yeah. That was crazy. I love the tip as well. Again, we saw that a lot of that aggressive tipping come out from Hippomasters last game, and ultimately ended up being a victory. So, Insania getting a little bit of revenge there after the big play, and again, great teamwork all around. Looking pretty for Alliance, but it's only 1,000 net worth lead. Tiny's the one doing the best so far on Hippomasters' side, and that Blink Dagger coming as a result. 1250 gold saved up, so get a blink, start making some smoke plays, you think? Is that the objective here for Hippomasters?
Hippomasters? Hippomania?
Hippomania. What is the name? Hippos.
HM. Team HM.
Hippomaniacs, even. Hippomasters.
Hippo Mafias. Yeah, I mean, they're waiting for this timing on Tiny. They obviously overextended a little bit bottom. They thought they could kill the Bane. I mean, if he initially ruptured, the whole fight would have been different. It was just chasing him around, and CNA had some good jukes. But fortunately, you know, being greedy with your spells really didn't pay off for them there.
Okay. Combo onto that Crystal Maiden on the uphill. Did not see that one coming, but it's not enough damage initially. Brain Sap will easily finish the job. Sunstrike's going to connect.
Wow. Mickey's Invoker is actually insane.
Yeah, well placed there. Another Sunstrike landed for another kill for him. He is 5-1-0-1. We're not done just yet. Curry, talking about the top farm on the Dire team. That'd be a big kill if they can make it happen. They cannot, though, at least for now.
Tiny was farming well. He was getting kills.
Yeah.
Where's his farm? He's still pretty farmed, actually. He won a Kila.
Oh, Quakebug gets a kill bottom lane. Pugna, however, Supreme middle lane. Another Sunstrike. Is it coming? It's ready. It's ready. It's ready. Oh, he gets hit. He almost juked it. He knew it was coming, potentially. He just couldn't.
He's actually still on par with the Invoker's CS, but in terms of level-wise, it's just... and net worth.
Net worth is a big thing, yeah.
You can see the CS, but, like, wow. He's 23,000 net worth higher than him.
2,300. 23,000. Game over. Yeah, this is looking similar to last game now, in that Mickey specifically, you know, on Fatal Lancer last game, he was wrecking, and obviously much different heroes though and everything. And knowing what happened last game, you can guarantee Alliance is making a point to keep that in check. Now, as I say that, Boxy's diving once again hit the top lane. Oh, look at that, the Tombstone, Soul Rip coming out. Taiga wants to kill it. He'll be able to. Maybe can each other in time.
Take the tower here.
Oh, gets back just
wow,
in time.
That was so... Oh, perfect timing. Yeah. That decay was actually half a second away.
Bloodseeker, though, he's like, thank you for being low life. However, he gets out. The Bane of Bloodseeker, TP. Bane's grip, picking up Bane. Pugna's caught. That's a Sunstrike. Oh, not even necessary. Koikbo with the arrow. Easy damage. They kill Undying. The setups are just so perfect, really. Again, between the Sunstrikes and the arrows with Bane setup, it's just GG.
Yeah, it's good rotation by Max there. Tiny finally rotating over to bottom. He actually finishes Blink now, so they are looking for a kill on this Invoker.
And this would be perfect timing because he is actually going to finish an axe in 100 gold.
He's being pinged out as well. They saw him with the obs, and he's still...
Oh, he's dead, yep. Curry in response, however, Tiny goes down. Maybe that was the play all along, trying to get the relocate in and make the turn play before he dies, but he does die. They kill Tiny at least.
I don't know if they knew that Tiny had a blink or not because they had a short glimpse of him with that ward. No, they had a longer glimpse of him. They saw him for a while. So.
I think it was a little greedy, yeah.
He was greedy for those last hits. But, I mean, he probably just said just bait. They didn't think he'd get bursted down. So, and you can see, like, he had his strength treads ready. So we know he was going to get ganked because normally it was almost always in
Of course, yeah.
It's a little details, and I thought the IO would save him.
He was 100 gold away from the axe, as I was pointing out, though, too. So something tells me that might have kicked in. He's like, I just want this axe so quickly. Yeah. So he'll be delayed.
Greed is the root of all evil.
It is, it is. But this time around, the axe will be coming. Either way for Invoker, and a very good timing. You know, that with the power charge on the one, double no talisman. I think it's safe to say he's still feeling pretty good about his chances in this game right now.
Blink also finally picked up on Boxy as well. Snowballing pretty well. He had a Mildly rough laning stage. You can see he opted for this bracer because he didn't want to get bursted by this Tiny anymore. So I don't know how much that bracer really paid off for him, but just throwing it out there.
We'll say, you know, if it's just enough to save you through that combo of Tiny, then of course it's worth it.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower.
He didn't bring any clarity to him. He bought a blink, but he just feels like
Tiny, though, he kills IL. It's going to be at a cost, however. Maybe. Another ward put down. There is backup. Sunstrike. It's going to be spreading plenty of damage. Does no kill. Arrow connects on Crystal.
It's hard for Invoker to fight under a Pugna ward.
Yeah, Mickey knows that, so he's being very cautious about it. Rupture, that's going off on Crystal. Or that was Mirana, excuse me. Yeah, Mirana's dead. And the toss in. They're going to end up taking out Invoker most likely.
I see him. See him, right? Yeah.
They got Dust, yeah. They do catch him. Crystal Maiden ends up living throughout all of that.
Well,
Okay.
Is this another Alliance game where they just have an early game advantage and they just... It's the same thing.
We just saw it,
The
yeah.
two cores are just dying. But I don't think it hurts them that much. I mean, it kind of does because Pugna's getting his levels now. I don't think he should max out Decrep anymore. He should start going for this Nether Ward because Invoker does have his Ags and he's going to be just casting spells non-stop. But if this Pugna Ward is down, every spell that he casts, Bloodseeker will... There's...
Oh, wow.
Nice kill. There's more synergy, right? There's synergy with this. I see it now. This Nether Ward into like Bloodseeker becoming faster. He's gonna rupture someone into a tiny toss. That's it, man. Figured it all out.
There you go. Not that timing. So again, they don't have that big team fight coming together, but they got a combo as you're suggesting. We said Alliance aside, they have this Ursa, who's pretty good at doing Roshan, especially with the IO assisting. So unless, I mean, they had, did they spot this? They, well, Radiant scanning. I assume he smoked in, I'm not, or he probably blinked in.
You can't see it, they're not running out, even though the scan is there.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a lot of gold for that Roshan. There was like 385. It's pretty high. Plus the 150.
And the Aegis.
Yeah, 600 gold. Because Roshan usually doesn't give that much gold out. 600 gold for that kill.
I've stopped trying to, you know, when it comes to the goal, like with like hero kills especially and stuff too, it's just, the numbers seem so random sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I know Roshan numbers. I don't know.
Obviously, those are supposed to be static, yeah.
Shadows take us.
Moonlight
Stania's
Shadows.
just camping. He sees the Tiny though. I mean, his idea is good because he can always kill with Sunstrike.
Bottom with those Moonlight Shadows, the aggressive play. Ursa, he's going to jump, but he wants the bigger kill on the Bloodseeker. And with Mirana in the face, the arrow and the Starstorm even. Easy kill. They're going to take out the Tombstone, and now Senny also caught the double tornado. Perfect placement from Mickey. Puts down that ice path and dying. He's not getting away from that. Neither is Crystal Maiden, apparently. They both go down, so 3-0, favoring at least that. Oh, it looks like actually Pugna died elsewhere. I was over here at the bottom rune area, so that was earlier. Boxy got the kill.
Yeah.
And that's 4 dead. So that's strike.
Yep. Another kill for Steph Curry. Dunking on
Dyer's
kids.
bottom tower is under attack.
Steph Curry
Dyer's
doesn't dunk.
structures are fortified.
Come on now. You know that. Bottom tier 1 in trouble. It's definitely going to fall. Invoker and Mirana doing plenty of right clicks. Oh yeah, middle lane though. Bane goes down.
Wombo combo. That was good. Curry just... Wow. Tossed him back into the
Dyer's
Decrep.
bottom tower is under attack.
That's more Curry's status, you know, the long shot.
Yeah, that was a long shot there. Threw him down from downtown right there.
There you go, that works.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blink on Invoker. That's what Mickey wants next. Follow up the...
Wonder why. I don't think BKB or Lincoln's first letter.
Lincoln's this game does feel really strong, yeah. Is it one of those cases where there's just too much, though? It's like...
I mean, they just need... Eventually, like, Mirana's going to get Lincoln's as well, and then Invoker gets Lincoln's, and it's just Bloodseeker's game. It's just all of a sudden hard to play.
Okay.
Because you can't really... I mean, yeah, you can always Blood Rage someone before the Rupture, but at the same time you Blood Rage, Lincoln's pops, they leap out, or they just get out.
Yeah, this level of play, you expect them to be able to react to that.
Well, because it's because his spells, his animations take way too long to cast both at the same time. You can cast one, because you can do it from Fog, but, you know, his second one is just hard to get off.
Gold and sweet.
See a smoke play from Hippomania. Have to catch myself every
Radiant's
time.
middle tower is under attack.
Boxy, Nether Ward. Zap it in. There's that Nether Blast. He is dropping. We'll have to pop into range as the combo comes out. That was perfect timing because I'll be dead if not.
He needs to sell an item to get that Basher is like pretty game changing.
just pick it up, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage and the lockdown you kind of need.
He is sitting on a casual bracer and a Wraith Band, so I assume it's going to be one of those.
There it is.
There's the Basher purchase.
Could have just sold it in the secret shop. It's all good. Mr. Boxy. Boxy's a Han player, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he has history with Insania and Mickey as well in the later days of Han. One of the more recent players to make his...
This team that you keep talking about, it kind of reminds me of the old Fnatic days when they first transitioned into Dota 2.
Yeah, the first big team, of course, yeah. No-Tail, Fly,
And
Era.
It took a while for them to start shining and getting onto lands, and it's just like,
oh yeah,
these guys have kind of been around in the scene for a while. They've been trying out a lot of different players, and here they are now. You know, they've qualified for a few lands. And
nothing against the Fnatic earlier on too, though, but it's even tougher now. Like obviously the competition's just naturally grown over the years. That it's even that much more difficult to truly break through.
Well,
so
each year is a different kind of adversity that each team struggles to fight. Like every year is a different kind of toughness, you know. But the competition itself obviously develops.
Yeah. Alliance moving around, 7,000 net worth lead, kind of taking control of the map. Again, a lot of similarities to the previous game, which, as we know, didn't end up in a victory to Hippo there. So, but it does feel so far a bit cleaner for Alliance. You have Mirana has the BKB queued up. She actually has a full Mjolnir coming.
They need, I mean, for Hippo's HM, who the hell HM? It's Hippo. HM is easy, right? Team HM. They just need really one team fight for them to get them really back in the game. This Tiny is actually just, I think he's making the right rotations. He's camping the right lanes because he knows like the way that they can pressure easily. It's like they need to get these pickoffs together. And Bloodseeker's just like, he had a really rough laning stage, and he needs to take part in some of these kills and some of these team fights for his levels and farm advantage. Vegas out now.
Yeah, Ursa trying to make a play with it, especially now that Basher picked up, but couldn't really find anyone in that case at the top lane. Except they catch Crystal Maiden, Mirana, and Io. Or falling back. Mickey try to finish the job with the tornado, does not connect, and now Pugna's running in. Gonna find Io, the tether away. The Drain Lap can only last so long as far as the distance goes. Blood Right does connect, still not enough. Io, the Sunstrike hits. It's Crystal Maiden in the backline, so they do lose Io, they kill Crystal, and everyone else.
Crap. Quakefoot still farmed actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Mjolnir into Dragonlance.
And now a BKB's coming, so the Lincolns isn't high priority this game.
I mean, it's BKB's fine too. I mean, you can just stand there and fight because he knows like Bloodseeker's not really farmed at all. I mean, he's carrying 3,000 gold. He should buy something, but I think he's just very indecisive right now if SNY is the right item choice or not. I don't think it is. I think even BKB is good.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Throwing the whole kitchen sink at Ursa, not Ursa, but Tiny there.
Maybe Halberd into BKB or something. Bloodseeker.
Oh, Bloodseeker, yeah.
Halberd dishes out a lot of damage. Ursa can't burst him down anymore. I think Halberd is just a very underrated item. And you can obviously do that to SNY into Butterfly later as well.
Okay, top lane, Ursa here, going to kill the Tombstone quickly. Tornado catches Pugna. Pugna, Saberlight not going to be able to escape, I'm sure. Decrepify helping a little bit. He's going to delay things, if anything. Meanwhile, Sydney gets picked up in the back lines. And the TP attempt is unsuccessful. Good placement on the Nether Ward, but in that case, not going to be enough, of course, to stay alive. You mentioned the Heaven's Halberd. Tiny has had that queued up for a little bit, and it looks like he is going one himself. So
okay,
they will have one.
It's because the purpose is he needs evasion. Because the only way Tiny really dies is from two things. I guess one or the other, right? Either the Invoker or the Ursa. And if he's going to get Halberd, it's going to be pretty tanky, so it's going to be hard for Invoker to kind of burst him down. And Ursa can't burst him down anymore. Oh, he's camping. Kill the Mirana.
That's not going to be a kill, is it? The Sunstrike? Yeah, good attempt right there. But Bane, do they not have a detection? They do. Sentry goes down. Top lane, though, Tiny's dead as well. So I think that's a trade that Alliance will gladly take. The Tiny for the Bane.
Yeah, I think that was actually the right itemization that Bloodseeker should have done. Should have went Halberd into BKB and then get the SNY later.
Okay.
We can still go SNY disassemble for Halberd, but
potentially we'll see that. Over here, Ursa may make a play with the illusion. We'll see if that comes out or not, but currently sitting here with it. Roshan, 2 more seconds. Let's see what kind of spawn timer we're looking at. Minute respawn. not the longest. I'm sure Alliance is going to have a priority to do so. In fact, may check it right now, because when you got Ursa, you want to keep that in mind. So quick check, not up yet. They'll get back to it, though. Bloodseeker committing towards the BKB now after he finishes the SNY, so at least not looking to do that yet. Of course, BKB is obviously another great pickup for him, too, that he could use.
Yeah, it's a lot stronger, but he still really needs the BKB because it's hard for him to really handle or do things in fight, right? Because you have your sleep, you have Invoker casting all his Wombo combos, and then Ursa as well.
Nerfs to Blade Mail, did that kind of hurt the chances of Bloodseeker maybe picking it up in a game like this?
What was the nerf on it again?
It made it a second shorter, as well as the armor was decreased. So,
oh yeah, I see it. The cooldown, right?
I feel like we're seeing a lot less Blade Mail since that happened, especially. The cooldown, yeah. Oh, was it the cooldown? That's right.
The thing is, the Blade Mail is only going to do well versus Invoker because the time Mirana is ever going to go on you is if you're disabled, stun, gripped, or whatever, right? And Ursa, he has Rage, so the Blade Mail is only going to be really good. Quick one misses the arrow.
Sometimes the easiest arrows are the easiest to miss.
Saw that too, right?
I caught it, kind of, yeah. Didn't want to highlight it, but... Oh, there's been some moments that we've had where it's like
pro players do it too.
It happens, guys. It happens to everyone. Just showing an example there.
So anyone makes fun of you in pubs, just know
Structures
Alliance Quakefoot misses.
Just say Quakefoot did it. It's okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ursa, the Abyssal Blade well in the works. He, of course, picks up the Aegis. Cheese is going to be given to Mirana, I'm guess. Or who did they get the cheese to?
Ursa?
Io. Io has okay.
That's fine. That's reasonable.
That makes sense, yeah.
Respectable.
Logical, even. We got Bane just sitting up here waiting again.
He's camping because he knows he can kill anyone with Sunstrike.
Yep.
Well, not really.
Almost.
Well, because he has. Well, he can because of Io.
Oh yeah, the relocate.
Yeah, not just Sunstrike. Come on, bro.
Mirana. She avoids the avalanche, and now the relocate's coming in. Tiny, he regrets his decision immediately. Bean's grip going to be canceled immediately. It's just trying to lock down the Bloodseeker. And Cena's probably dead, but so is Curry on the Tiny. Sunstrike will connect onto the Undying, and they take on Crystal Maiden on top of that. However, Bloodseeker's so freaking fast. 737 movement speed. He actually gets away because of that.
He's going to blink Ice Wall.
That's enough for the kill. Absolutely. Double kill.
Senia's just setting up these, like every time he dies, like 4 people from Hippos die.
Hippo M.
Hippo Mafia.
Hippo Mafia now. Okay, I can live with that. Ursa's going in, gets the bash proc, does the overpower, but
bash there.
The heals.
Hit.
Almost.
What will Hippo monsters have to do here to come back?
Every time. Melee Rex, it's going to fall, yeah. I mean, this is a game, it goes back to they're going to need massive mistakes from Alliance. And yes, previous game, we definitely saw bits and pieces of that. We are much deeper into this one, though, almost a half an hour in. 19,000 net worth lead, all 3 cores topping the charts pretty decisively. This isn't like an all-in on a 1-core strategy either, so this would be hard to believe. Come back in this one, but and that's the thing too with the dire lineup. It's a good lineup at points and everything, but it's not one that, again, they don't have that Terrorblade, they don't have that anti-mage or whatever. Just farming away at least to rely on. It's a Bloodseeker, a Pugna, and a Tiny Core. The scaling isn't necessarily there as much.
This game's getting difficult for Hypermania here.
Yeah, you're just in that troll mood now, aren't you?
Dude, their names are hard to pronounce, man.
Let's see, who do we got? We got Undying. It's Senhi. Senhi.
Hey.
Good start.
Supreme, Saberlight, Curry, Muff.
Saberlight,
Move for
Curry,
Muff.
and Muff. We'll go with Muff. If there's an E at the end, move, but come on. So here's Sunstrike. Just kind of checking, I guess.
Secured. Grip.
Grip on Bloodseeker. That's a great grip range with that 8th lens. BKB popping Quakefoot. They're going to kill the tombstone. Rupture, apply to summoning. Maybe Quakefoot, I believe.
Wow.
As the Avalanche are pinning up. Combo, though, from Mickey. Double kill for Quakefoot throughout, and Tiny will fall to finish it off. The combo of Invoker.
That's a highlight reel if I've ever seen one right there.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Just literally spamming his QW and E over and over again. Somehow making it look easy.
EEWR.
EEWR, that'd be Meteor.
Yeah.
I know my Invoker. Don't test me.
I was playing Invoker the other day and I had my spells thing tab open while I was playing.
When I was first beginning, yes, I'm sure as any Invoker player, kind of have to sit there here. You know what? We'll just do this, yeah. Just in case anyone is unfamiliar with Invoker. Like if you go, oh, it just stays on your screen. Oh boy.
And just securing 2 towers here. Just gonna go high ground. See base.
24K net worth lead right now. Alliance, not a whole lot to be fearsome of. Bloodseeker's not up for another 7 seconds. So they'll just take the tier 3 again, play it very cautious.
Alacrity's so good on siege tanks. They're gonna wait for next Roche? No, it's still a long time, 3 minutes. Take the shrines, heal up a bit. They're playing it safe this time around. They know how last game both the high grounds that they were just both teams were just throwing back and forth. It's like, all right, we don't have our spells up. Let's just go their high ground anyways. They'll die, and then rinse and repeat. And the other way, it just go back and forth here. So they're playing it safer this time around. Alliance is regrouped, reformed.
Hello. Foxy found some friends. Hug me, please, Pugna.
Got a lot of friends here.
He's already dead. Yeah, the whole team of friends. Bloodseeker's also in trouble. Another bash proc maybe. Yule's on up, trying to help himself get out, Taiga. He is getting a little low, maybe not. Shrine pop for the Dire team. It just doesn't matter. Eventually, Alliance shows up as a team. The Meteor rolls through. BreakyCPK throwing out everything once again. He has Alacrity ready right here, and it is going to be another wipe in favor of Alliance. Bloodseeker did buy back, but it's going to say we're going to do a point. Maybe that GG's coming out soon, and sure enough, it does.
Yeah, right. So I mean, what really hurt them was just, I think the laning phase was a big deal out of it. Top lane, the tiny dying lane went pretty well. They got some kills, they had some good rotations. But it really came down to this mid where Invoker kind of just snowballed his lane, and the fact that Bloodseeker was kind of a non-factor for like the first 15 minutes, even up to 20, I mean almost all game. I mean, not gonna say all game, but like 15-20 minutes, where he was playing this catch-up game and waiting for that one team fight. You know, usually when you lose these lanes, it's like it doesn't matter because you just wait for or anticipate this one team fight, and the game automatically resets. And when I say like it resets, it's just like the game is just it's in favor of both sides, and it's a 50-50 from there. But they never had that opportunity. Alliance never gave them that opportunity, never gave them that opening. And you know, one thing, he tried to make some rotations bottom, and he was being a little greedy with the rupture, and it kind of hurt him quite a bit because you know they ended up getting 2 return kills from Alliance and kind of team wiping them. And yeah, I mean, just I felt like Bloodseeker never had a game, and because of that, he wasn't able to snowball his other cores. Like Tiny was having a good game as well, but Pugna was a little like on and off with it. I mean, it was more in favor of the Mirana, but yeah.
Quick fun Mirana, again, I go back to 14-1-14 performance. Lately, especially, he has just been having some fantastic stat lines on that hero. So either way, again, across the board, Alliance looking very good is what we learned right there. But that means we're going game 3 now, guys. Again, Hippomaniacs did take the first game, so game 3 coming up. Hippomaniacs versus Alliance.
Emphasis on that.
On BreakyCPK.